It's Clay Hall with ABC6 Fox 28 in Columbus. How hopeful are you guys that you'll get some help on Friday with Kyle Young and Zed Key?
Joe, you want to start with that one?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we want him to play, and but at the end of the day, that decision's not really up to us, and we're rooting for him. We want him back on the court with us, and we'll see how that all plays out.
Griffin Strom with 11 Warriors. For Jamari and Joey, for you guys to have such a long, college career, obviously, and this be your first NCAA tournament game, does this feel like a true culmination and payoff after your guys' long career? And is this the moment that you kind of came to Ohio State for?
Jamari, you can start.
Yeah, absolutely. When we first got selected, I don't think I didn't sleep that night. I was just so excited and ready to play, and just like a dream come true, and I'm glad I'm here.
Go ahead, Joey.
Yeah, I mean, my first 2 years at Butler, we went to the tournament, and I didn't play, but I was able to be a part of it, and obviously makes this weekend a little bit sweeter, just thinking about the time and effort, and how bad you wanted to have an opportunity to play in it. So.
Stokes 97.1 The Fan. This is a question for Jamari, just a backup. I know you're excited about your first time playing in the tournament. Well, what are you trying to do to kind of calm the nerves and make sure you're running your team?
Just take it day by day. Just learning from the guys that already been here and competing here, but just go out there and do what I do best. Like, don't overthink it, don't overdo it. Just go out there and have fun at the end of the day and win how many games we can win.
EJ, you've been the best player on this team for a couple years now, and it's kind of odd that you've only played in one NCAA tournament game. For you, you have experience in the tournament, but you really don't have a lot of experience compared to some of the other guys that are playing in this tournament. What is it like for you to kind of think about that, to be one of the best players in the country, but only have one game of NCAA tournament experience?
Happy I'm back here. Happy I had the opportunity to play in the tournament again, and I mean, like I said, it's a collective effort, collective group effort, and hope everybody's healthy for come Friday, so we all come to play ready to compete. So I'm looking forward to that, and everybody being ready to go. So.
Adam Jardy, Columbus Dispatch. EJ, along those same lines, with all the things you've accomplished in your career, having an opportunity here to put together a postseason run, when you think about what you want to accomplish at Ohio State and legacy you want to leave, what would an NCAA tournament run mean to you?
I mean, a lot, honestly. To leave my names in the Ohio State's fans' minds, and just my legacy here is going to mean a lot, honestly. Got to go win some games first. Have to win some games. That's my thing. I love winning games, no matter how much I score, or even if I don't score, we win a game, I'm proud. So.
EJ, Colin Gay, Rivals. Is there a pressure? Like, is there an increased pressure knowing that this may be your last one? This is your last run at this. I mean, was that at the back of your mind, like heading into this week, or what has that been like for you?
No, I just enjoy the moment. I live in the moment. I have fun with it, and I'm looking forward to it. Like Jamari said, I'm really excited for this. I've been excited to come into practice and work, get ready to play. So.
Craig Meyer from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. This question is for Jamari. I mean, there was a time, I guess this is going back about 5 years back, when you were signed to play at Duquesne, just a couple blocks from here. I mean, I know you all just got in here, but what's the experience been like being in Pittsburgh so far, where this is a city where you could have easily ended up, and how often, if at all, do you think about how your life and career might have turned out differently had you stayed with that choice?
Like you said, just being back here is kind of like funny how life just all come in a full circle and things like that. But right now I'm just focused, locked in on personnel and just winning games at this point. Like it all didn't hit me yet, as I think it's going to hit me like once the season over with. But right now I'm just locked in, focused on winning.
Jim Manson from 25 News in Peoria for EJ. EJ, I want to ask you briefly about two people. Malachi Smith, how excited are you for his success and him being here? And Ryan Peden, who's going to be our head coach at Illinois State University. What should Illinois State fans know about him, and how ready is he?
About Malachi, me and him known each other since we were kids. We played football, probably third grade. So I've known Malachi my whole life. We won a state championship together. And I'm happy he's having a successful career at Chattanooga. He started off at Wright State, but this year he's been one of the best players in the nation. I mean, efficient and just playing well. So happy for him. And Coach Peden, he recruited me to Illinois State. He's just a great guy. hasn't changed one bit since I got here. He just cares about his kids. I mean, he looks at us as it's like his kids. It's like he tells us like we're his family basically. So you should look for a well-caring guy, and he's gonna be a good coach. So.
For EJ, Dave Mackel, Pittsburgh Tribune Review. You know, obviously, when you're playing in a season, you're focused on doing the best and trying to get your team to this tournament. But how does it play in when your name's mentioned in the NBA draft? You know, and how does that motivate you?
I mean, that's cool stuff. Honestly, that's a dream of mine that I have. But like I said, I've truly, honestly, just been living in the moment. I have fun every single second I'm with these guys. I enjoy my day, and when that stuff happens, it happens. But right now, I'm just enjoying life and enjoying the moment and living in it. So.
This question's for all three of you. Zach Miller from the Loyola Phoenix. I just wanted to ask, you know, as you're watching film, what are some of the intangible things that you look out for with Loyola?
Joey, you can start.
I mean, I think off the you know, from the start, it's their toughness that they play with, and you know, they compete at a high level, and you know, you have to be ready for that, you know, as soon as the game starts.
Go ahead, EJ.
It's an experienced group. They have a lot of guys who play in the NCAA tournament, won a lot of tournament games, and I mean, they have a collective group effort. So I mean, we know they're going to come out and play really, really hard. So got to match their intensity.
Jamar.
Yeah, we know also like they hang their hat on the defensive end, so just know it's going to be a grinded out game through the whole 40 minutes of it. So just be ready to win every possession because every possession going to matter.
Will.
Will Graves, Associated Press. Guys, when Loyola was in here, they were still kind of talking about how they perceive themselves as, quote, the small school. I'm curious, though, when you look at their resume, maybe, Joey, you can speak to this, having been at Butler. I mean, what are your impressions of them? Has it changed, obviously, from maybe what you thought it was a few years ago? And do you see any similarities between what they're trying to do versus Butler, Gonzaga, those type of schools?
Yeah, I mean, I think they've been as consistent as anybody, you know, the last couple of years, and you know, there's kind of that deal of, you know, being the smaller school and trying to, you know, say that they can compete and deserve to compete, and they've, you know, proven that, and they're as capable and as good a team as anybody else in this tournament. That's not like a big school versus small school thing. Like, if you make it the NCAA tournament, you're pretty damn good for a reason. So like, there's nobody, you know, like really questioning that. I think especially now nationally with Loyola.
Hi, Luke Alzada from the Loyola Phoenix. This is a question for really any of you. You know, now that you've had a chance to kind of look at some film at Loyola and study them a bit more, who do you see as kind of some key players, and how do you plan to, you know, kind of shut them down?
EJ, why don't you start?
The guard, Lucas Williamson. I mean, obviously he's been here for a while. He was on the Final Four team, I believe. So just looking at guys like him, everybody on the team, they just play really hard. Guys who come off the bench, we have to know what they do. But, I mean, it's a group effort. I feel like they aren't selfish at all. They share the ball and they play to win. So, like small school mentality, they have that underdog mentality, and I mean, they come out and shown it for the past couple of years.
Bill Landis from The Athletic. EJ, we talk a lot about Kyle Young and all the different ways he impacts winning, but if you look at some of the on-off numbers for him in terms of how he impacts your defense, they're kind of staggering, just how much better you guys are when he's available to play. What is it about him on that end of the floor that allows him to give you guys such a lift?
He's just a leader. He plays hard. I mean, everybody knows Kyle. He's always in the play. That's why he probably gets hit in the head so much. But, I mean, he just plays really hard. Love when he's on the floor because, I mean, he brings that older guy mentality, just talking and just being active. So,
Steve Means, Cleveland.com. EJ, not to bring up last year again, but not necessarily how the game ended, but just your performance in your first NCAA tournament. What did you take from that, both the good, the bad, and the ugly, that maybe you can apply this time around?
Yeah, even though we lost, I mean, I had a great experience. I mean, the time before that, spending time with the guys in the hotel, because, I mean, COVID last year, we were in the hotel the whole time. But, I mean, it was a great experience, honestly. I just going to learn from that Friday, tomorrow. I mean, I'm going to come back out with the same energy, same effort. Hopefully we have some healthy guys available to play. But, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I haven't forgot about that, and I'm ready for it. So.
Jacob Bench with the Lantern, EJ, and really for any of you guys, we talked with Malachi Branham yesterday, and he mentioned how he's excited for his first NCAA tournament appearance. Just because you guys have that veteran experience, how have you seen Malachi approach the NCAA tournament, maybe a little bit differently than the Big Ten tournament or regular season play, just from your vantage point?
He's an everyday guy, honestly. Comes into practice, same mentality, practices hard, and he's excited. We was talking about it yesterday. I told him I was like super excited. He was like, man, I can't wait to play. So tomorrow we're all going to be ready to play and all going to be ready to compete at a high level.
Jamari, with this week of practice that you've had, what have you personally been able to work on? What do you think as a team you've been able to accomplish that you've had a couple of days to work together?
I would say just tighten our defense up. We focus on that a lot. Something we control and just bring energy and just going over the scout report, things like that. Just really just focus on ourselves, really. Like just competing every day, coming in with great energy, and everybody just excited just to be in the tournament. So practice was really fun this week. Definitely felt like a first week of practice.
When you were leaving Penn State, Jamari, you have 1 year of eligibility left. What was, so one final chance at college basketball. What about Ohio State appealed to you? What was it about that program, about that school that ultimately sold you?
Just everything, just how it's a family environment, the players, the locker room, the culture. And that's just something I was looking into for my next school, and also just being here where I'm at now. I want to help lead my team to March Madness, so just being able to be on the stage right now, like, I feel like a dream came true, and also just want to play with players like EJ, Joey, KY, things like that. So just going through that whole process again, I feel like Ohio State was the best decision for me, and at the end, I'm glad I picked here.
Steve Halwagen with 24/7 Sports. A question I have for any of you, obviously the last 3 weeks didn't go the way anybody would have wanted it for Ohio State. I think 4 losses last 5 games. How has Coach Holtman, in your mind, held up through this stretch and tried to keep spinning this thing forward in a positive manner, and now the opportunity you have going into this? Just your thoughts on how he's handled this.
Joey, you can start on that.
I mean, I definitely think there's a balance between learning from what happened and also being able to turn the page and being positive, because there's still season left. And I think our coaching staff and Coach Holt have done a good job of kind of finding a balance between those two things. And we want to improve, but we also know that there's still opportunity in front of us. And it's important perspective to have, that that it's not necessarily all doom and gloom, despite a few tough nights.
EJ, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we've had the same approach, honestly, like Joey said, but it's not like the season was over. Rough couple weeks, but we had to all buy in. I mean, we made it to March Madness, and now we have to prove ourselves. Honestly, we have to have that underdog mentality, because I feel like a lot of people have been counting us out recently. So I feel like people forgot about how we play when we're fully healthy and we're all locked into everything. So come tomorrow, y'all see a different team.
Thank you, gentlemen.